Light is Britain's far-right conspiracy theory paper spreading hate and vicious lies. No, that's what the BBC say. The Light is the only national newspaper bringing you the real news and informed opinion on what's really going on today. You can subscribe, order copies, submit articles, and read back issues on our website, thelightpaper.co.uk, and see for yourself why the establishment are so worried about the uncensored truth getting out to people every month. The Light Paper. Not far right, just right so far. Thelightpaper.co.uk.
Scene script. Have you ever pondered the idea of financial independence and early retirement? The notion of not having to clock in at 9 or wrestle with the daily grind? Imagine a life where you're not shackled by financial obligations or a demanding job. It's not an impossible dream, but a reality for those who embrace the FIRE movement. That's financial independence, retire early. Consider the tale of Jane, a woman in her early 30s. Jane was an ordinary person living an ordinary life. She had a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, car payments, and a lifestyle that was comfortable but hardly extravagant. And like most people, she dreamed of a life where she didn't have to worry about money. Jane decided to make a change. She began by cutting back on non-essential expenses, saving as much of her income as possible. She invested wisely, focusing on assets that generated passive income that didn't require her to trade time for money. Slowly but surely, Jane began to build her financial independence. She was still working, but she was no longer living paycheck to paycheck. She had a safety net, a cushion that gave her the freedom to make choices based on what she wanted, not what she needed. Fast forward 10 years, Jane, now in her early 40s, had achieved her goal. She was financially independent. She had enough passive income to cover her living expenses, and she no longer needed to work to survive. She was free to retire early, to spend her time as she pleased. Jane's story may seem extraordinary, but it's not unique. It's the story of anyone who has embraced the principles of the FIRE movement. It's a tale of discipline, of sacrifice, and of a relentless pursuit of financial independence. To summarize, the key points discussed today revolve around the idea of financial independence and early retirement. It requires discipline and sacrifice, cutting back on non-essential expenses and saving as much as possible. It involves investing wisely, focusing on assets that generate passive income. But most importantly, it requires a change in mindset. It's about seeing money not as a means to buy things, but as a tool to buy freedom. It's about understanding the true value of time and the freedom that comes with not having to trade it for money. This is the essence of the FIRE movement. It's not just about retiring early, it's about achieving financial independence, about gaining the freedom to live life on your own terms. Like Jane, you too can embrace the principles of the FIRE movement and embark on a journey towards financial independence and early retirement. After all, the only thing standing between you and your financial freedom is you.
Ever wondered how much you'd need to save to achieve financial independence? The answer lies within the mathematics of a concept known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The most essential number in your journey to financial independence is calculated by multiplying your annual spend by 25. Notice the emphasis on annual spend, not annual income. This calculation is based on the principle that you need £300 invested for every pound you wish to spend each month in passive income. Hence, your FIRE number is also your monthly spend times 300. This mathematical principle is founded on the 4% safe withdrawal rate, as defined by financial advisor William Bengen. He proposed this rate after analyzing the S&P 500, which typically produces an average of better than 10% growth per year when studied over a period of approximately 30 years. Bengen considered factors such as inflation and market volatility. After studying previous market activity, he concluded that a 4% rate of withdrawal per year would provide for a 30-year sustainable portfolio in the vast majority of cases. So to paint a clearer picture, if your monthly spend is £1,000, then your target for financial independence is 300 times 1,000, or £300,000. Alternatively, if your annual spend is £12,000, your financial independence target is 25 times 12,000, which also equates to £300,000. The first step in planning your financial independence, therefore, lies in understanding your monthly and yearly expenditure. Without this knowledge, it is impossible to take further strides towards your financial freedom. In summary, the mathematics of FIRE revolves around the principle of multiplying your annual spend by 25 or your monthly spend by 300 based on the 4% safe withdrawal rate. Knowing your monthly and annual spend is crucial in determining the amount you need to save to achieve financial independence. Armed with this knowledge, you can then plan your journey towards financial freedom. Remember, the journey to financial independence is not a sprint, but a marathon. Embrace the mathematics of FIRE and take the first step towards your financial independence today.
Good morning, guys. The time is 7:59 on Monday the 9th of June 2025, and just before the figures reset, let's have a look at how the market closed on Friday. So the closing price was 84.12, and that was up almost 0.5% at close. The other relevant statistics on screen there are that the portfolio value is sitting currently at 23,600. The current return on investment is just over 18.5%. In the portfolio, as things stand, we have 281 shares, and the average purchase price is £70.90, pretty much. If we look on down, there's a new thing that has appeared here in AI analysis. It says the Vanguard S&P 500 has seen a steady upward trend recently, with technical signals implying strong bullish sentiment, but potentially limited short-term upside. Its robust fundamentals and positive sentiment highlight ongoing resilience. Let's read a bit more. This is although, I'm just trying to see. Okay, so this is just a warning. Keep in mind, currently available for selected stocks only. The data is generated by an AI automated tool that does not reflect human opinions and should not be considered professional advice. AI analysis is experimental, and Trading 212 does not guarantee its accuracy. Not investment, legal or tax advice. Do your own research or consult a qualified advisor. So I understand. Okay, so we had got as far as highlighting ongoing resilience, although what? Okay, I don't think that actually. That must have been a summary of this. Let's read the blurb from the start here. Market trends. The Vanguard S&P 500 has experienced a steady climb over the past week, with daily closing prices moving upward by roughly 2% since the month began, signifying a robust and persistent bullish sentiment. Several technical signals are currently suggesting the asset is in a strong overbought phase, with trend indicators showing ongoing strength but potentially limited short-term upside. Momentum readings imply that the recent positive streak may face resistance soon as the market has begun to move outside typical ranges and short-term rate of change is showing a slight decrease. Under sentiment, they say recent social posts highlight positive experiences from investors and emphasize the broad market appeal and reliability of the S&P 500 as a long-term investment anchor. Under fundamentals, Vanguard S&P 500 is showing a solid annual total return and demonstrates a steady annual dividend yield, supporting its reputation as a reliable investment for growth and income. The stability of its beta combined with a strong board composition score indicates effective management and balanced risk exposure suitable for long-term investors. In conclusion, overall, the instrument's strong recent upward push and favourable technical strength may indicate continued momentum, particularly for investors seeking core equity exposure, while short-term signals are slightly stretched and could call for caution. Its defensive profile and track record make it an appealing choice for diversified portfolios. So quite a bit of waffle in that, quite honestly, but anyway, let's have a look and see how things have changed since the market opened just a couple of minutes ago. So currently the market is sitting down 0.25%, 0.25. Let's just have a look at the notifications before we go any further. DocuSign plummets 16% in response to lowered full year billings guidance. That's the only new notification there from a couple of days ago. Now it is less than a week since I last did a video, last invested. It's 5 days since the last purchase. And it just is simply because I am available to do it this morning, and that's why we're here today. Monday today is the official holiday in Switzerland, Whit Monday. The Swiss market will be closed, but the other markets remain open, so nothing to worry about there. Right, before I go any further, let me draw your attention to Monzo.
I want a bank that makes money easy.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
And you are?
We're a bank called Monzo.
I want a bank that shows me what I spend instantly.
No problem, just give us a go. See?
Can you make splitting bills easy?
Super easy, check this out.
But it's a real faff to sign up.
It takes less than 10 minutes.
Race you.
You're on.
Can I talk to a real person 24/7?
Of course.
Even now?
Yep.
Even now?
Anytime.
Can you tell me when I'm running a little low on cash?
We certainly can.
Cool. Can I afford these?
You certainly can't, sorry. Can't afford that either.
That's a real shame.
Not really. Time's up, how'd you get on?
It's a draw.
Can you help me save for my next holiday?
Oh, how about you set up a savings pot in the Monzo app called Barbados, baby?
Thanks for listening, Monzo.
We're all ears.
We can go now.
Rude. You make Monzo Monzo.
Okay, so as mentioned on screen there, you'll find affiliate links for Monzo and also, in fact, Smarty Mobile in the description for this video. And those are, as I say, affiliate links. So if you choose to use those, you will be helping me at the same time. Right, so we've had a look at the notifications, we've had a look at the situation so far. Let's go ahead and do this week's investment. If you've watched the channel before, or if you're a regular viewer, you'll know that each week I invest 120 theoretical pounds into the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund. We are looking at a practice platform on Trading 212. and I normally try to trade when the market is open. At today's current price, we're expecting to buy roughly 1.43 shares. It's going to be a market buy, so I'm not setting any limits or anything like that. And the commission is free. So let's send that through. The order has placed, and we bought 1.429 shares, and our purchase price was 83.97. Let's hit OK, and that brings our portfolio value up now to 23,700. Return on investment still sitting at 18.3%. And we now have 282.5 shares near enough in the portfolio, and average purchase price £70.96. Guys, this is just part of what will be roughly an 8-year fire journey. I'm just realizing I haven't explained the circles on the screen there this morning, although I think they're probably pretty self-explanatory, but if you, just in case you hadn't understood what those are about, the one at the bottom left of the screen, the red circle, is back in 2020, and what that is showing is the dip in the market that came along with lockdown, pretty much, or at least the COVID pandemic, and that was followed within a couple of months by what was referred to as a V-shaped recovery. More recently, in February or thereabouts, if you look at the top right of the graph, you'll see another significant dip, and that appears to have been caused by Donald Trump's tariff announcements. So obviously the market reacted to that and fell significantly in price, but since that time appears to have been making good ground in recovering the ground that was lost, and at the current point on the graph in terms of price, if we go back the way prior to the dip, the last time we were in around this price point would have been about October last year. So I think it's fair to say we appear to be seeing another example of a V-shaped recovery. Long may it continue, but either way, when the market dips, if you are investing weekly or even monthly, normally you should be able to take advantage of the phenomenon often referred to as dollar cost averaging, and that's basically where, because the price has fallen, you're able to buy more shares for the same amount of money. So there we are. That is the situation as things stand. Guys, I hope you find the content interesting and informative. If you do, please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you particularly like this one, why not give it a thumbs up. All comments, suggestions, and indeed criticisms are welcome underneath the video, and I endeavour to have a look at those regularly and respond as soon as. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So guys, thank you for watching. I stream weekly, and I'll be back again at some point next week with more. And in the meantime, guys, I would like to wish you a lovely Monday and a great rest of your